Recording. Everything's recording. Here's the claps. So today I'm gonna be talking about how I met one of my great friends, Kristen. Now this woman, she's the greatest woman. When we met, I was 21. No, I was like 18. Doesn't matter. So when we met, she was 17. She was still in high school. I mean, here's this 20-year-old hanging out with high school kids. We're great friends though. When I first met Kristen, I don't even remember. It was just in passing, a friend of a friend. And for some reason, me and her just hit it off. It's because my humor is the same type of humor as hers. Very dark and sarcastic. We had an affinity for Night of the Roxbury. There we go. Night of the Roxbury. Both loved that film. You touch my ass, sir, it is physically impossible. That kind of stuff. So, I mean, we became friends by weird means, and we started hanging out a little bit. She always forced me to do everything, go hang out with people, and I'm such an introvert that I needed someone to kind of push me into it, or else I wouldn't have done it by myself. And I remember really early in our friendship, I was hanging out at her house. We were playing a card game, I think. I don't know. I don't remember. It was a long time ago. Jesus Christ, it was like 12, 13 years ago. I'm old. Anyways, so I remember specifically this night. I turned 21 because her mom, she said, "Oh, you're 21 now. You can drink. Here, let me make you a drink." So she made me a drink. It was very alcoholic. It was like, the glass this tall, and I think most of it was vodka. So I drank it and got pretty drunk. And then we went to a comedy club. It was Off the Cuff. That's what it was. It was kind of like Whose Line Is It Anyway? That kind of stuff. And we went there, and I was super drunk and hanging out with everybody, and I just smelled like booze. And I was sitting front row, and I'm pretty sure it was my birthday, and it was just a weird night. Yeah, her mom made me a very alcoholic drink. Went to Off the Cuff. Her parents are super creepy sometimes. I mean, there have been plenty of times when I came over, and one time in particular, I was standing there. They were talking about butts, how nice butts were, and like how a certain person's butt was good or something. And they were arguing that person's butt is good. No, it's not. Yes, it is. And then I walked in on it, and they said, "Now this is what a butt looks like." And they lifted up my shirt and just stared at my butt. Like, whose parents do that? Whose parents do that? Weird. Ugh. I always have a great time hanging out with her, and her parents were always pretty, it was always interesting. No matter what it was, how creepy it was always interesting, and something always interesting is going on at Kristen's house. There was another time, it was just after I got married, and we went over to her house to watch a movie, I can't remember what movie it was. And her mom just decided to go to the computer and put on some porn. And we all looked at each other like, is this really happening? Does she not realize that this is not what you should be doing? This is weird, but okay. And so Kristen got up and she walked over to her mom. She's like, hey, mom, stop watching porn. There are people over. We have company. This isn't appropriate time. She slightly turned it off or paused it or something. Kristen came, sat back down on the couch. We continued watching the movie, and her mom just like moves the screen slightly and continues watching porn, even though we can obviously see what you're doing. Like, you just turned it slightly. Not to the point that nobody can see it. It's not a privacy window. It's ugh. Some of those times were so incredibly weird. And so that was always an interesting time at Kristen's house. Now, back before all this happened, of course, I make music all the time. I'm always making music. I'm a musician. That's kind of what I do. Kristen has always been forcing me to be more comfortable with my music, be more comfortable with singing louder, because I always, whenever I sung under my breath, and you could barely hear me over the guitar. So she was always harping on it. I should sing louder so she can actually hear, or people can hear. So that was like one of the reasons I started playing at open mic, was because of her. I still to this day do not think my music is that great, but to her it's pretty good. So I mean, that's the brain of an artist. We always hate ourselves. But yeah, she was always forcing me to do it, and it's been great. And I mean, I kind of miss having that, you know, somebody there to force me to do something, because I mean, not really good at getting myself to do all that stuff. So she's been one of my great friends for 12 plus years. I don't remember exactly. She moved away to England for a while, and now she lives in New Mexico. When she was up here, regrettably, I wasn't hanging out with her as much as I should. She, despite our distance and everything, still good friends. She remains one of my closest friends that I have, if not the closest friend I have. Yeah, she remains my closest friend. I love her to death. There's a lot of things I wish I could have done a little bit differently when she was living in the same city as me. Life happens. Oh well. But yeah, Kristen, you watching this? I love you, man. I love you.